to Live with Chef Susie. We're here every Thursday. We're right here in my kitchen, and I'm working for the Extension office at the UNR Extension. And our website is extension.unr.edu, and that's where we teach you nutrition education. I teach the school district. I do live chef demonstrations in front of thousands of students, and now I'm doing it in my kitchen. And we start every episode of these cooking videos with a quote of the day. Today's quote is, "The object of love is to serve, not to win." That was by Woodrow Wilson, the 28th president. I'd also like to mention some signs of strength and moments of resilience. Well, first of all, we're here to cheer you up and cheer you on every week, and we do appreciate you coming at. Hey, Ruthie, thank you so much for being such a valued listener of ours, and you're always with us. Your support means the world. Ruthie and I went on a really long walk yesterday, and I was so hot I couldn't believe it. But that woman walks every day, miles, and she eats so clean. She's so inspiring. I hope everyone has a friend like Ruthie. Hey, Christy, how are you? I hope you're enjoying your new blender. I love the earrings that you made me. I wear them all the time. Sherry, guess what? I want to mention, guys, Sherry's here, and I want to mention that this woman here works on our team, Healthy Kids, Healthy Schools team, and during this time, she has taken it on to get her master's degree in equity and diversity in education with a specialty in curriculum development. That's Sherry and Sarah, and she's going to have her master's degree. So talk about doing some constructive stuff during a time when everybody didn't know what to do. Sherry, you did it right. Great work, Sherry. We appreciate what you're doing. And Sherry's a big help too, because she helps us with our curriculum in the school district when we put together our after-school cooking programs and things like that. So I'd like to let you know that people are now planting, they're painting, they're cleaning, they're organizing, they're food prepping, they're being more physically active, and that is so wonderful. Someone else on our team, her name is Crystal Momi, she just got the Award of Excellence for program staff. She is a community-based instructor at the Extension, and she's a liaison for the Chefs for Kids Foundation, and she's a wellness coordinator with 26 schools in the Clark County School District. So Chris, is she here with us, Crystal, yet? When she gets here, let's say congrats to Crystal for getting that award. I was nominated too, which is so crazy that two of us were nominated from our same team. It was a wonderful thing to have. So this week, today, we'll be doing a red, white, and blue pops. We'll also be doing star-spangled Jello, and we'll be doing a patriotic berry trifle. This week and next week will be really themed for July 4th. For all of those picnics you might be going to, we're going to give you some healthy snacks to take with you so people can be blown away by the time you put in to have a beautiful, healthy dish. So next Thursday, by the way, we're going to do a patriotic parfait, a fireworks fruit platter, and a 1776 watermelon granita. I'm so excited about that. But let's get started on this week. We're going to start first with our trifle. Ruthie, you can let everybody know how this tasted because I took it over to Ruthie's house as soon as I constructed it and made it on point. Ruthie got to taste it. How was it, Ruthie? Did your husband Mitch like it too? So what we do here with this, and by the way, guys, all of these recipes will be located in the comments section after the videos. If you ever want to go back and find a step-by-step ingredient list, it'll all be there for you. With this trifle, a trifle is usually in a glass dish set up high, but you can do it any way you like. You can put it in a mason jar if you wanted to, so you can put a lid on it, but usually people put it in a nice high dish. Trifles are a cold dessert of sponge cake and fruit covered with layers of custard, jelly, and cream. It has a very rich history as early as 1598, and it was a great way during the Tudor period and the Victorian era for people to use leftover ingredients. They always had sponge cake, fruits, and creams, so finally somebody said, let's make something with it. And in the 1970s, it became a cliche in American restaurants. And we're going to bring it back with a revival today. And this here is a healthy version of a patriotic berry trifle. So the first thing you want to do is slice out your strawberries. First, you'll wash, clean, and drain your strawberries, and then you'll slice them out to look like this with a little tip on them. So they're perfectly, and you'll just line them right up in your glass on the bottom. Now you can construct this any way you like. You can put a lot of love into it. You can even just throw the berries in. And then next up, you'll want to put a piece of sponge cake or angel food cake. You can make that yourself. I bought it store-bought so I can get a sugar-free version. And I've got my sponge cake right here. And they come in these perfectly little sliced pieces of bread. And I'm just going to press it right down on top of the strawberries. And next up, we're going to make the cream. Let's get going with the cream. For the cream, we're going to use a food processor, this one right here, and we're going to put our ingredients. Now, usually a cream in a trifle is very heavy and fat, and it's a custard cream. Well, we wanted to lighten it up for you, so that's what we did. We're going to use some Greek yogurt. You can use regular. This is a vanilla-flavored Greek yogurt, and the recipe calls for, now remember, this recipe is just for one single serving in this glass dish right here. But you can make them bigger, you can make them smaller, however you like to do it, but I'm going to make one. So we're going to use 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. So there's 1, and here's 2. And then we're going to use some cream cheese, not just any cream cheese, but a 1/3 less fat cream cheese. This cream cheese has been softened. I let it out for a little while so it wasn't really hard, and that is definitely a pro tip. And we're going to use 1 tablespoon of cream cheese. Next up, we're going to use fat-free Cool Whip. This is a Cool Whip topping that you can find in most of your grocery stores in the freezer section. I let it sit out so it got nice and soft, and we're going to use 2 tablespoons. That's 1 and 2. Okay, next up, we're going to use a half of a banana. So I'm going to grab a nice, ripe, soft banana right here out of my shopping cart that my boss Aurora gave me. I've got my own shopping cart. And I'm going to just put a half a banana right in there. This banana will help stiffen this custard up so it looks like a real custard. And then we're going to use just a little bit of vanilla. We're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. Very little small amount. Okay. And that's it, guys. That is the custard for this trifle. We like to make it healthy and light, and that's exactly what we're doing. So now we're going to blend it together and build you a trifle. All righty. Looks perfect. Just like we want it. We want it to look like a cream, like a custard, but it's a healthy version, which is even better. So here we go. So now I've got for those of you just joining us, I've got my fresh strawberries in the bottom, a slice of sponge cake, angel food cake, store-bought, made from scratch, your choice. And now we're gonna layer some of our fresh custard on top of that sponge cake. And then we'll layer some berries right around the glass, just like this. 1, and we're gonna have them pointing straight up. So get your points to straight up because you want the glass dish to show the beauty on the outside. Remember when I brought this to your house, Ruthie, how beautiful it looked? You probably didn't even want to touch it. It looks so pretty. So we're just gonna put the strawberries tip up, just like so, right along the side of the glass, like so. And then we're gonna add some more custard. See here? Of course, we are gonna use some blueberries today as well. Blueberries are a great way to get your summer in gear. When it comes to blueberries, guys, it's the 2nd most popular berry in the whole planet. Strawberries are 1. Blueberries have been a part of the human diet for 13,000 years. There's 2 kinds of blueberries. There's the high bush and the low bush. The low bush are sweeter and smaller. The high bush are the ones that are most common in most grocery stores. So we're just going to throw some blueberries on here because remember, this is a red, white, and blue situation here. I lost a berry. Oh, I lost 2 berries. 1 and 2. So I've got my blueberries and my strawberries. I'm going to add a little more cream here, a little more of my healthy custard for my trifle right on top of those blueberries. Now I'm going to add 1 more slice of angel food cake. You can make this yourself, and I put directions for an easy recipe. These come out really easy and nice. And there's my last piece. And now we're going to top it with some custard and some more blueberries. When it comes to blueberries, guys, let me tell you something. Antioxidants galore. So many valuable minerals like iron, manganese, phosphorus, potassium. You can't go wrong having blueberries. The blueberries only freeze in 4 minutes. In case you were wondering and you wanted to freeze blueberries, it takes 4 minutes to freeze them. That's a great known fact. I thought I'd share it with you. So far we've got a lot of red, white, and blue going on. So with the remainder of our cream, we're just gonna top a little more here. We're gonna top it a little more here. A little more here. And then what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna take our Cool Whip and we're gonna use a little bit of that to top it. But we're gonna look for some beauty here. We're gonna take our strawberries and we're gonna let them stand straight up, just like so. Stagger them out a little bit, just so we can have a really pretty trifle. People won't even know that it's healthier for them. Got some strawberries there. We'll take just a little bit of Cool Whip. A little bit of Cool Whip, and we'll just put like a teaspoon, and we're just gonna top it right on the top here. And then I'm gonna sprinkle this whole trifle with some sliced almonds. These are optional. I mean, as you can see, you can do a million things with this. We can also, for another little touch, is take some of our reserved banana over here, because we only used a half a banana, and slice it out into some thin, beautiful slices, and we can put that on top as well. The bananas show people what's in it, which is a really nice treat. So we can throw the bananas right in there, in between the strawberries. They stick right in there, really nice. And then you can serve these with a spoon. You can put them in the refrigerator until you leave the house if you're bringing them with you. We have a question? These will refrigerate for about 30 minutes just to stiffen up a little bit. But here, guys, is your patriotic berry trifle. I'm going to bring you a closer look. This is a healthy version of a patriotic berry trifle. Imagine the beauty if that was in a nice, big, huge glass dish and you lined it up and layered it up and gave somebody probiotics in the Greek yogurt. Another thing about Greek yogurt, guys, you can use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream, instead of mayonnaise, instead of cream cheese, instead of heavy cream. You can put it on sandwiches instead of mayonnaise. It's a great, great way to add probiotics. Probiotic-rich foods are very, very good for your digestive system. And if you increase the intake of probiotic-rich foods, it'll help maintain proper balance and good bacteria. You need that. Let's keep it moving, guys. We've already done our trifle. Now let me show you what I did with these pops. So I wanted my students to learn how to make ice pops in the freezer, but a healthy version. So I bought this box right here of ice pop molds. So it's a 6-pack, and it looks just like this. This was about $5.99 on sale, but it looks like this. So they all stick up. Here's an empty one here, and you put your ingredients inside, and of course you'll do them 3 times because you'll want to do red, white, and blue. So for the red, I use the strawberry puree, homemade, and I'll explain that in a moment. The middle flavor is lime, and I'll explain that one, and then the blue is blueberry. So then I froze them once at a time. So I did 30 minutes, waited for this to freeze, took it out of the freezer, added the next layer, 30 minutes, and then put them in the freezer, and this was the result. They came out looking just like this. This is my red, white, and blue pops. They come right out, and they're ready to serve, and they are absolutely delicious because they're all natural. These were so delicious. I was so excited about them because it's such a great way. You can even use an ice cube tray. As a matter of fact, speaking of ice cube tray, I did it myself. So today I thought, let me show the kids how to use an ice cube tray. This is an ice cube tray. I did the same trick where I froze it 3 different times, and look at these ice cubes. They're red, white, and blue ice cubes. You know how fun that would be at a party to have red, white. I mean, these are all natural, made from fresh fruit. You just can't go wrong. So what I did here, guys, to make these purees, because I wanted them to be all natural, very important. So what I did was, for the strawberry puree, I took in a food processor, I blended a 1/2 cup of strawberries, 1/3 cup of water, and a teaspoon of agave. I blended that together, and that was my strawberry. For the middle section, I used 1 whole fresh squeeze of lime, and then I also added coconut water. You can buy any kind of coconut water at the store, but I added coconut water to it, and to get it to be white, I did 1 tablespoon of almond milk, vanilla flavored, because I wanted the whiteness to show, and that's how I got the white to show. And this will all be in the comments section. That's how I made the red, white, and blue pops. Aren't they so cool? They're exciting. So hopefully somebody will be able to taste them. So our third recipe today is called, let me get my mess out of the way here. Our third recipe today is a star-spangled Jello. So, do we have any questions so far? No questions. All righty. So what I did with this Jello, guys, is I needed something red, white, and blue, and I wanted to add some nice, healthy, fresh strawberries and blueberries to it, and that's what I did. So I used sugar-free Jello mix, just like this one here, the sugar-free Jello. For the red Jello, I used sugar-free raspberry. It's not strawberry, it's raspberry because it's red. And then I added fresh whole strawberries right to the Jello. Look at this. I used a glass dish, both the same size. For my blue one, I used the same size glass dish, but for the blue one, I used a blue raspberry sugar-free Jello, and I added blueberries to it. Then I made a white cream, which is going to be a sugar-free, non-fat vanilla pudding. And I'll put all of these directions right on the comment section after this video. But we're going to build this. This is going to be a red, white, and blue star-spangled Jello. So my bottom layer today is going to be my blueberries. My middle layer is going to be my non-fat, sugar-free vanilla pudding. I'm just going to take my pudding, and I'm just going to put it right on top of the blue Jello, and I'm going to spread it out nice and soft so you don't break the Jello. Jello is a fun dessert to make. It's very easy, and a lot of kids do love it. However, there can be a lot of sugar in it, so you want to be careful. Get my smaller one here. We have any questions so far, guys, on these July 4th healthy treats? It's going to get better and better. Next week's going to be fun, too. I still don't know what I'm going to bring to my barbecue. It's getting so much fun. So I've got my vanilla, non-fat, sugar-free pudding. This is going to be the white section of my red, white, and blue. And I'm just spreading this out so I can get a nice layer. Now for the top of this, you can top it any way you like. Fresh berries. You can even put pudding on top and make a flag, a U.S. flag. How cool would that be? We've all got more time on our hands to make magic in the kitchen. I hope you are doing that. When you go back and look at some of my videos, you'll see some super creative and healthy and delicious dishes that you can prepare at home for even the pickiest eaters. Was anybody with me that day when I made those green spinach muffins? They were so good. I can't wait to give those to my nephew to see if he likes them. All right, so I've got my white section, and then I'm going to top it with the red, which is the strawberry Jello with the fresh strawberries in it. All righty. See here, we got every corner done. I like to take my time and do things right, so you don't want to be in a rush, especially when you're creating magic. You want to take your time and enjoy every minute of it. When you put love into it, it's the best ingredient of all. All righty. Now we're going to top it with the red Jello. Now, I made this red Jello, and you'll make it too. You just want to make sure you're using the two of the same size dishes. Very important here. So now we're going to take this Jello out, and we're going to top it with the blue Jello. Now, you can flip it over. You can slightly use a rubber spatula and take your time. Sous Chef, could I get a rubber spatula, please? Oh, good, we have a question.
They would like to know if they could use almond milk in place of, Greek yogurt in place of almond milk.
Absolutely. Oh, Greek yogurt, what an excellent idea for the popsicles. I'm gonna have to try that. I'm not sure if that'll work. I'm sure if you blended it really nice and you tried it, I'm sure it would freeze well. What we're looking for is a white color. to get that red, white, and blue. But that is a great idea. I love that. Any other questions there?
Are there any good vegan Jellos?
Are there any good vegan Jellos? Unfortunately, gelatin is not vegan. They do use animal products. It's hard to find. If you find one, let me know. That is a difficult one. So now I'm going to take my red Jello and I'm going to flip it right on top of this one. Who's nervous for me? Raise your hand. Okay. Let's see here. So now it's sticking to the glass dish, right? So now we're going to flip it over. Now that we know it's in one piece, that's a good sign. And then we're going to make sure we loosen it just a little bit. We loosened the sides already, but we need to get in there and loosen the actual bottom. So, let's see here. You want to spray your pan with nonstick spray. I did do that already. Okay. Now, even if it doesn't fall in one piece, that's okay, because all we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to put it right on top. It's still going to be red. We're still going to have red, white, and blue, but you want to cover the whole thing and make sure we get it all covered. So you have a red, white, and blue without the pudding getting on top. But then again, I was going to use more pudding on top to decorate maybe the flag. You could do anything you like. But this is a red, white, and blue Jello. It's got chunks of strawberries inside the Jello, which will be a nice treat for the guests trying this. That'll be really nice. Okay. Again, all of the directions will be in the comments section. So far I've got my red Jello. I'm spreading it around on top of the pudding. Use my gloves here to get some more. Spread it around really nice. Get every single corner. So we have a red, white, and blue Jello. Now, of course, you can decorate the top with even Cool Whip if you wanted to, a non-fat Cool Whip, or you can make a nice Greek yogurt for the top. That would be nice too, or you can use fresh berries to decorate it. But this right here is a red, white, and blue star-spangled Jello. There we go. So if we don't have any other questions, we're looking forward to some great shows coming up, especially next week, which will be our 4th of July special on Thursday, where you're going to learn how to make an awesome watermelon granita, a fireworks fruit platter, and a patriotic parfait. That'll be Thursday, July 2nd. And before we leave, we want to say thank you for tuning in every week and learning new healthy tips and tricks with all these nutrition professionals that are on here live with us every week. So we'll see you next Thursday. Thank you so much.